Hi, and welcome to Clappia. In this video, we'll see how to collect information from emails directly into Clappia. Instead of leaving emails from customer requests, inquiries, vendor information, etc., sitting in an inbox, you can automatically capture them as structured submissions in an app. This way, you can assign tasks, track progress, or even trigger further workflows, all without manually copy-pasting from emails. Let's take an example. Over here in my inbox, you can see that I have some emails from customers asking for support. I'd like to keep a track of any incoming requests in one place so my team can manage them easily. I want them to flow directly into an app in Clappia. So let's build that. I'll head over to my Clappia dashboard and start off with a new app. I'll name it Customer Support Tracker. Now inside the design app, I'll add the fields I want to capture from the incoming emails. First, I'll add a section, give a name to the section on the right-hand panel, such as Support Requests. Save this, then click on Add Field and select the appropriate blocks to capture the email information. So let's say for the email's date, I'll use a date selector block so we know when the request comes in. Set up all your fields on the right panel. I'll also add a field for the subject line, another for the email body, maybe also for the time and for the sender's address. I can also add another field in case someone sends in attachments in their email. I'll quickly add these fields. I'll just speed up this video. There are separate videos for configuring all these blocks on our channel if you wish to understand them. Make sure you use a multi-line text block for capturing the body of the email because a single line is for capturing short text only. And as I mentioned, I will add a field in case there are any attachments. So I will use the camera image and files block for that. You don't need to make a new app for this. You can use your existing apps. Just make sure you have fields that can capture the right details. Alright, now that the app is ready, let's see how to actually bring the email details in. For that, we go to Workflows and then go to Trigger-Based Flows. Now, a quick note before we continue. Unlike the usual workflows in Clappia, which run when a user makes a submission in the app or edits something in the app or based on statuses, trigger workflows don't need user action. They are activated by something external. In our case, the trigger will be an email. That means whenever an email is sent to the address we configure here, this workflow will automatically run. Let's set this up. I click on Add Trigger and select the email node. On the right panel, configure it. Give a trigger name. Now I'll set the email address prefix. This is important because it generates the workflow's email address. For example, if I put support here, the system will create an address like support with the Clappia generated domain. This is the email ID the customers will send an email to. That's all for this node. I'll save it. Now to actually store these emails as records in my app, I need to add one more step. I click on Add Step and select Create Submission. The Create Submission node does exactly what it sounds like. It creates a new entry in the app whenever workflow is triggered, which means anytime an email is received. There is a separate tutorial on the Create Submission node. It'll be linked in the description box. On the right panel, we can configure how the email data maps to the fields I created earlier. First, I have to select the app. You can change the step name if you want to, or leave it as it is. Now I have to select the app the email details will be captured in. In this case, it is the same app, or you can choose any other app in your workplace if you wish. Once you select it, you will have to map the fields. Here you can see a list of all the fields that I've added to the app, such as date, time, subject, and so on. Now in the mapping box, I'll type in @. As soon as you type that, you will get a list of variables that you can pull from the email trigger. Things like from, to, subject, and more. Since I'm going to be mapping the date field, I will select date, and I'll do the same for the other fields. I'll just speed up this video. Now, from my camera image and files block, which I have named as attachments, here you will only get one variable from the email trigger, which is for attachments, since this block only accepts file uploads. And just a quick note, in case you have PDFs configured in your app, those variables can also be pulled up over here. If you want to know how to set up PDFs for your apps, I will link that as well in the description box. The submission status and comments fields will appear by default. You can leave them blank, or if you have statuses set up, you can pull that variable as well. Again, the link to the tutorial for statuses will also be uploaded in the description box. I'll save this. This is just a simple setup of using the Create Submission node. Now that all the fields are mapped, let's test this out. I'll send an email to the workflow email address I configured over here. So I'll just copy this, head over to my inbox, paste the configured email. You can see the prefix that I have given has come up over here. I have drafted the email and I will also add an attachment just so that we can see it appearing in the submission in Clappia. And now I'll send it. Let's give it a few seconds to be delivered. I'll head over to the Submissions tab to view the submission. And you can see a submission has been created. Click on any of your submission to open up the right panel and view all the details. It has also captured the attachment. It has captured the sender's address, subject, body, date, exactly as they were in the email. So now every time a customer sends an email to that address, it'll automatically create a submission in my app. From there, I can assign it to a support agent, track resolution times, or trigger further workflows. This is really useful if you want to manage customer requests, vendor codes, job applications, or any kind of email communication directly inside Clappia. After which, you have further apps for task management, approvals, schedules, and so on, which you can interlink. Now, an important note before wrapping up. This email node can have multiple create submission nodes underneath it so that multiple submissions can be created, maybe if you want to have copies of it in separate apps for different purposes. At the time of this video, only the create submission node is supported, but soon we will be adding the rest of these nodes. You can also add more email nodes parallelly. However, the domain name remains the same. You can give it a different prefix if you wish to separate them. Lastly, this will only work for incoming emails after setting it up. Any past emails that you may have in your inbox will not be stored here. What you can do is download it into an Excel sheet and directly upload that into Clappia. I will link the tutorial in the description box. If you have any questions while setting this up or on any other feature in Clappia, just click on the request support button at the top. Our AI support is trained on all of Clappia's material to give you a tailored solution. Or reach out to Clappia's solution and support team and we'll get in touch. Thank you.